Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. We have three very interesting news to render. One has to do with Father Peter Obi have decided to obey it all. In case people are thinking that because he's always very humble, he has made them realize he's a man and he has every intention to rule Nigeria. And in another news, still on the same vein, there seems to be a twist right now. Before now, even Onanuga, Bayo Onanuga did agree that Bola Tinubu did forfeit 450,000 US dollars about some many years ago, and he said that based on our constitution it should now be for allowed that he's actually permitted to go ahead and rule, although he deleted that tweet when it was trending. But this seems to be there's a twist right now. They're now turning around to tell Nigerians that actually Bola Tinubu did not forfeit that money. You are going to find out what happened to the money and who they are blaming or putting that twist on. Now, the third news is the fact that FCT are not keeping quiet. They have decided to drag even Bola Tinubu to court, and these are the reasons they stated. This is really trying times and interesting times indeed. Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our. Let's start with Peter Obi's matter. Well, according to the news, the Labour Party presidential candidate during February 25th presidential election, Peter Obi, on Friday said he must be Nigeria's president. While expressing optimism to clinch the #1 seat in the country, he clarified that he was not in a hurry to achieve the dream. Obi, who is the former Anambra State governor, stated this during an unveiling of the book Peter Obi, Many Voices, One Perspective in Anambra State. Anyone who thinks I'm on a transit is wasting his time. Let me tell you, let me quote him word for word. He said, anyone who thinks I'm on transit is wasting his time. Let me tell you, I must be the president of this country. I am sure of that. If it is not today, it must be tomorrow. Other people who want to be should come and tell us what they want to do and how to do it. This is my country. I don't have dual citizenship. If anyone thinks I'm going to run away from Nigeria, they are lying. I have 3 engagements in Anambra and Lagos today, and I will be speaking in Lagos tonight. We will not leave Nigeria. I am not in a hurry to become the president, but I know it must happen, Obi said. The former governor said he was more concerned about the process that brings leaders to office and not who the leader is. Obi added that he was not struggling to free Nigeria from bad leadership for the elite alone, but for every Nigerian. He said, and I quote him word for word, "For 3 years, I was in court in Anambra to reclaim my mandate, just to challenge the process. Many people tried to discourage me, but I said even if the entire 4 years tenure elapsed for us to prove a point and correct the process, I will be fulfilled. My argument is that let's do what is right. I always tell everyone that I will not give people my money or give people money to do the wrong thing. I have been the chairman of the committee, Third Fund Committee, and Prof. Yakubu Mahmood was my member. We know ourselves. But when he became INEC chairman, I have never met him. I told him, you are an umpire, just do what is right. If you have the chance to do the right thing and you insist on perpetuating anarchy, then it will consume everybody one day. I insist that we must do the right thing. I was at an event yesterday in Abuja, and it was World Food Organization. I listened to the report that stated that Nigeria will face intense hunger in years to come. It is Nigeria that will face hunger, not Peter Obi. The report listed Borno, Adamawa, Yobe as states that will be worst hit, but those 3 states put together are 5 times larger in landmass of Israel. Yet Egypt exports food, but Nigeria cannot even feed itself. Now, this is strong statement, I must, of course. Well, in Peter Obi's and Labour Party's presidential candidates, Peter Obi and his counterpart in the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, filed in court challenging the election victory of APC's Bola Tinubu. They argued that he was not qualified to contest the presidential election due to the forfeiture of $460,000 in account linked to him to the government of the United States of America in 1993. However, a lawyer and chieftain of the APC, Jesutaga Onokwasa, has stated that it is not true that Bola Tinubu forfeited the said amount of money to the United States. He said the money that was forfeited to the United States belonged to Kafaru Oluwole K.O. Tinubu, and he is Bola Tinubu's uncle. One day Pastor said oppositions are alleging things that are irrelevant, for instance, like forfeiture in America. The last time I said that Bola Tinubu did not forfeit anything, people started saying that I manufactured a non-existent person called K.O. Tinubu. He is Kafaru Oluwole Tinubu. He was a minister in this country and he is Bola Tinubu's uncle. That case was an action against property, so it is the property that is of consequence. So you now have a situation where there is an action against money in account, there is an investigation, and the court does its own work and discovered that the money in the account belongs to an individual called K.O. Tinubu. So it's actually K.O. Tinubu that forfeited money and it's not Bola Tinubu. One day you have heard it all. They said that it is no more Bola Tinubu that forfeited the money, but rather K.O. Tinubu. That's Oluwole Tinubu. Let's find out what is happening in the FCT and why they're insisting that this must be done very quickly before the inauguration. Trouble is compiling against Tinubu. The president-elect ahead of the inauguration scheduled for May 29. Some residents of the FCT have filed a suit praying the Federal High Court in Abuja to stop the inauguration of Tinubu over failure to secure 25% of votes in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Balogun Sofiyano, a legal practitioner who shared the suit file, said that matter was already before the tribunal and it was the only court that can decide on pre-election matters. FCT Abuja, some residents of the Federal Capital Territory FCT have dragged Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, to the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, asking the court to stop his inauguration, which was scheduled for May 29. And then Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to him, in the document of the motion shared by a lawyer on his page on Friday, the applicant want the court to stop Tinubu from being sworn in as the next Nigerian president over his failure to secure 25% of votes in FCT. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC 2023 election, Abuja /May 29. Abuja resident dragged Tinubu to court to stop president-elect inauguration. Some person said, why Abuja's residents charged Tinubu to court? The argument is that the opposition party at the ongoing presidential election petition court was that Tinubu did not secure 25% of the vote in FCT. Prominent legal practitioners have shared different perspectives, including Femi Falana, who argued that the FCT did not have special status and that it shall be treated as a state. I don't think Falana is the only person that can interpret the law. He said it in his own perspective. And every other person who's a lawyer, some other senior advocates of Nigeria also have spoken also in their own perspective. But one thing is certain, it is not going to be business as usual. You can imagine Peter Obi-I making it boldly clear that even if it's not today, come tomorrow, one thing is certain, that he will get back his mandate. And to make matters interesting, FCT Abuja people are not even leaving it to the Labour Party or Peter Obi to drag. They themselves are saying, look, we want this matter settled. Let's even know our stand as Abuja people and what the 25% means. And to think that all of a sudden, this issue of $460,000 that was forfeited is now being linked to Tinubu's uncle. You say, wow, quote and unquote. That's going to wrap it up. Let's visit that conversation once you take. Have a nice time. God bless you. Bye.